Hello everyone and welcome back. I know, the new sets dropped. We all want to see the new cards, but this is my last kind of hurrah for this deck. I loved it so much. I've played Rakdos Ramp, and pretty much whenever I say goodbye to an old set, I pretty much play the deck that I enjoyed the most. So this is the last couple of matches I got to play with this deck list in Ixalan Standard, and now we are moving on to Murders of Karlov. I hope you enjoyed the video. There will probably be a double upload today. So be on the lookout for new standard content with the new set. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you would. If not, that's cool too. I'm glad you're enjoying the content and you stick around for a while. But let's just get into the game. It's fighting. Domain. Okay. Oh. I would have just threw a big score to the bottom if you wanted to give me two more. You know, we have to talk about this, you know. I mean, it's gotta be vampire at this point. We throw this up. Play around, make this appear. They can leyline bind it, although this is pretty much it's not a bad matchup. This is probably single-handedly the most boring matchup to play, just because if this is truly domain, our win condition is to mill them a lot of times. It's not. Okay, why? Hello? Playing a cool deck, so I'm not that opposed, to be honest. We go for the throw. Can we hit a land, please? No. All right. I didn't want to hit a land anyway. Yeah. Go for it, King. I only have 3 cards that help me take off in this game in my hand currently, but we'll figure it out later. Figuring it out now, I guess. One. Probably safe to get rid of one of these. Nice. Kind of a land. Hey, look at you, cute little thing. Get in there. I'll bring it up. We were both here for that. You don't have to talk about it. Ah, darn it. He vanquished the horde in me. Alright, well, let's pass. Where is your combo? I know it's in there somewhere. You gotta have it at some point, right? That is too small to do it. And sorcery speed. You don't have counter spells. Knock it off. You dare. Alright, sweet. That's definitely the card to counter. I swear to you. This is like a make this appear. And I put this breach on the stack, and I'm not short, but if I happen to have been short the mana it required, I was going to lose my mind. So there's a Carnosaur. I have a Chandra. I'm going to put in Chandra, and I'm going to grab their Carnosaur. There's no creature in play to copy. And these don't work like Spark Double, I believe, so it doesn't really do anything. What are you taking? Oh, Carnosaur is actually bad. I just thought about this. Oh no, wait a minute. I shouldn't have taken Carnosaur. I messed up. I just gave them the outlet that they need. Because we'll find out together why I shouldn't have taken Carnosaur. I mean, we have to go for a stopper. I'm stupid. Oh my god, why did I put in the Carnosaur? Ugh. All right, well, we can keep. We have double red. We have a removal spell right away. They can get rid of an Atali for our Cruelty Gix. We're looking pretty good. My opponent to play the game. Please. Hello? Welcome to the game, opponent. I'm glad you showed up. Very happy that we can play together now. Why? Why? A Cruelty Gix for number uno Moss. Let's play a Field of Ruin that does nothing here. Now we're going to take 3 life probably because they'll probably give us another outlet. Yeah, or that. Starting a card, not the worst, but we don't really have to do much. We just Brothers Hood in this board next turn. Get in here, little beetle. Land. Gone. Sometimes when you draw a land, look at this little guy. What a nice draw. So we need one more, obviously, to function properly. We need to kind of dodge certain things. Probably going to take 3 regardless. I can't imagine there's a card that I'm really going to play here. Well, I could just discard the Atali, but then the problem is, well, then I can just bring back their Shieldred, like worst case scenario. Discard a card. Let's save our life total a little bit. Mono Black really relies on getting a lot of damage in early land. That's just sick draw. Now it's like, we kind of have to play a Graveyard Trespasser, or we play a Cruelty Gix and we bring back a Atali. Then I would imagine we're working pretty well from there. I could be wrong, but I would like to be right. Like the dramatic pause. These player discards 2 life and 4. Ooh. I mean. Oh! It hurts. It hurts. It's so devastating, dude. Don't you dare rank break me again. It's on site. Don't make me discard a card at all, actually. Alright, sick. I'm gonna play this one. They miss a land drop, which is interesting. And now we're gonna play this. We're gonna bring back a Atali, you know. I don't care about any of your cards in your graveyard right now. I care about this one. This guy says, play both our decks. I know. I want it to be known, by the way, I've been playing this deck in paper. Awful time. Fine. I don't want any of them. No. I don't want them all. I don't want them. I don't want them at all. And now I'm getting Beetlejuice, dude. We're reeling again. Oh my god. I just kind of want to play a Graveyard Trespasser at this point. It totally made me mad. Never mind. We're playing 2 of them, so it should be fine. Alright. This is what Atali calls a combo deck. Tracking this in paper. Horrible time, by the way. An artifact? Fine. Both of those. The last card. I don't think this be. Oh, good choice, Brick. Holy, we'd had to sacrifice both of these and then lose 4 more life probably. But what a rip into just like what an Atali that was really bad into like an epic rip into like being like, we win, smile, we win. Like, and God, I love this deck. Yes, hand's deceivingly good. So it's really heavy, and it seems really heavy. But the reason it's fine is because we play land. We play land. We play land. Kind of. Right? And name them all. So obviously we get a better chance here. But big score pitching this at Atali is actually really nice. We just have to live, apparently. Epicure typically means it's slightly slower. So we should be fine. I guess we also need a Cruelty Gix, so like just pitching this isn't necessarily the best thing on the planet, but I will say that sometimes big scoring away the Atali Because we are doing it a turn early, so it's kind of like weird. If we do it on turn 4, we sometimes keep a Tali in hand because we can hard cast it. The only red player that has been jamming the Monstrous Rage, like just straight up, that I've seen in a minute. If I've ever held open black mana, my mono red player is just like, no. If I have the removal in hand. But because I don't have the removal in hand, I also did the math wrong. I can play Natali. I'm just stupid. So it's fine. We'll talk about it later, chat. I don't want to talk to you at all right now. I'm busy. Wicked Roll would fall off. We wanted to play that tap land, even though it takes our treasures away. I can then play a land and play another Chandra, but Chandra's going to come in -2 and pop both of these.
I will burn Phyrexia to ash.
Off the battlefield. Crazy to me that, like, if they didn't play at Monster Trade, we'd be in such a better spot. Now we're at 9, kind of just like holding on. Although, one face too. On top. Uh-oh. Kind of messed up with the Atali play. I don't mind Chandra either. But also, am I saying I messed up if I drew a removal spell and had to pop the creature? Probably not. Probably just fine. Just pass here. Sure. Plus. Red. Let's pitch here, and we're gonna pitch a swamp. Now we're gonna big score for 4.
Scorching hot.
So happy. No, slam this one, I guess. I don't know what to play anymore. Here's my Carnosaur. Fine, it's a combo deck. We're perfectly fine. Maybe. We'll bring back a Tali, of course. Here, Tali. And we're gonna set up for the 1-turn punch, pretty much. We will decline the Iron Crag. So I gave my deck to somebody to play in paper at some point, and I was like, they're like, what does the Iron Crag say on the bottom? And I said, this basically has no text. The only thing it says is 2 mana, add a colorless. They found that quite funny, and I said, you think I'm kidding? Like, hold. Let's go. Not like pumped about this hand, but I'm not like opposed to this hand. I hate everything. I hate it all. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. I don't want to play against blue-white control, man. I want to play against Esper, Mill. Never mind. This is Esper helping hand. Okay. I mean, I'm way happier than I was. We have somebody at the locals that plays this deck, and my God, were they mad at me. They're like, you didn't tell me this deck sucked. I was like, I didn't think it sucked. It was like a really funny bit I had with that person. They're obviously not going to block here, but you know, we offer it. Dinosaur, I guess. I really don't know. Realistically, we're cycling this to kind of pop something like a Monastery Mentor if we can. It's like uncounterable because it's like an ability. Do play Fading Hopes. This is gonna be a weird game. Even like crueltying them and like looking at their hand and making them discard a card is actually not that good. Discard, of course. Draw 2, discard 1. If they would attack, they don't have to discard, but now see the mentor come in. Sure. Put a spell in the stack. Cut down there. Mentor trigger. It's like, am I not Brotherhood ending here? I have no idea. They're tapped out, and they already played land. I mean, I might as well just like do it just in case, right? Let's just get this off the battlefield. I thought about Brotherhood ending, but like at the same time, am I really? I'll just Brotherhood in next turn. They'll probably have Helping Hand again. Even though that would be hot. Not gonna do it. Seems like a mistake. Great. That's a mana. Honestly. That's how I'm looking at that. That's a 4/4 blocker for a turn. And if it dies, which is like, they don't kill anything really. Sometimes they do. I think they play Bitter Triumph. The reason they play Bitter Triumph is because they can just like discard the Haughty Gen or the Monastery Mentor and then replay it. I doesn't do it. They left a card on top. Now I slide a hand. They're going to take another gander. Maybe this is go for the throat. There are 1 mana removal spells, and this is getting rather large. But the only problem is our ground game is pretty good. Yep, there's Bitter Triumph. They discard a card, though. This actually gives us a mana, which is nice. And I make a bat? What did I make a bat for? When each opponent discards a card, just doesn't care if it's their ability. Or whenever an opponent discards a land card, create a 1/1 bat. What like an absurdity, by the way. We're gonna throw a block because I don't think we care. I think we're just protecting life total, and I think that's just a gamble attack. It was. Okay. Sick. Now we can pop. Now we can like virtue this and then Brotherhood in actually. Yeah. And we'll gain life. So we'll gain the life as well. Therefore, our Priester will actually draw us a card, which is sick. And then we'll attack here. Sick. Cool. That's a cool way to win that game. I wasn't expecting to win the game that way, but I'll take it. Ooh. We go first. I kind of like this hand. I know these are a little whack, but I like it because we do have a big score to throw one away, but big score also connects us to this. So it's like not near as bad as we might think it is. If you play that stupid beetle, kind of counts. Pay 3 life. Pop this. You can look. I mean, they're going to take the removal spell regardless, so I'm just going to use it. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice. Now the big score does what we want. And we don't have to commit to it until their turn. Don't you dare Liliana me. Do it. Okay. I mean, we lose big score here, I think. Makes sense. But that sucks. It does big suck. Cut down, maybe? Cut down would be a sick draw. Land. I don't really like revealing that that's what I drew. We have 5. This is 6 mana. Now we have to kind of take the idea of, do we Takenuma to maybe get a creature? But then we have to hit a creature plus a land? Or do I just like keep kind of coasting in my Takenuma and like playing my cards? Yeah, because I guess keeping the land, because if I rip a Carnosaur or like, there's just certain cards if I rip them I just feel significantly better about. All right, well, next turn we breach, and then we hope it's enough. Unless they can make me discard 2 cards. And then I have to rip a land, but we take 5 here, taking 7 overall, so they chunk half our life total. They can do more because it's Mistress Foundry if they want. They can set us to 5. Then our breach has to be nuts. Can you imagine getting Rankles pranked right now? It's already happened to me once today, and if it happens again, I'm finding whoever made the deck list and giving them a flick on the forehead. Little bonky boy, you know what I'm saying? Just a little extra life. If you were curious why I said they take half her life. Okay. Dinosaur? Polly? Could be. Never know. They probably have a Go for the Throat or a Bitter Triumph in the chamber. I saw an Atali go. What in the world? Polly, opponent's graveyard. Like, I don't want him to have the underdog. I feel like the underdog is what I need to take. Actually, I take Lord Skitter because Skitter can exile their underdog. I am good on the Iron Crag. Thank you. Fine. Builder's Edict doesn't work that well now. I really wish they would have removed it because that would have been so funny. View battlefield. We have a Carnosaur. That's good. So it doesn't matter how I do this, because if this was a removal spell, we'd want to do it first to get rid of their Shieldred. And then because we got rid of their Shieldred, we could then play the Cruelty after and then steal their Shieldred from their graveyard. Bat's pretty solid, but I'm going to grab this Carnosaur and try to wheel for another removal spell. Or even like another Cruelty Gix, and then we're just feeling good and we'll just steal a Bat from them. Quite a turn from us. Quite a turn. Are they going to interact now? Carnosaur comes in. Put that in hand. We don't need to cast that. We killed their Bat, but we killed the Lord Skitter that's going to exile this underdog. First. Get that out of the way. And now we're chilling. Maybe. Don't feel like I'm killing, but I feel like I'm chilling, you know? Sacrifice a non-token creature. I think we get rid of the one that kind of can't trade with anything. That's the only one that kind of makes sense. They thought about firing that off earlier when Atali ETB'd, which I've had multiple opponents do. And that's just like, as much as it sucks to leave it in play, you have to. Because if you remove it, like if they would have done that and I removed the Atali, I had that Cruelty of Gix, I'm putting that Atali back into play. So it's a very like gut instinct reaction to fire it off to get the Atali, because like what if they put another creature in play? But then you just, the thing you do is you just wait until you see the stack. Whenever the stack comes up and there's no Cruelty of Gix or another Atali, then you can fire it off, and then it's the only creature in play. It's not like I can flash it in before you get to play it, which they did wait, but then there was a Cruelty of Gix on the stack, and now they're like, well, now I can't do it. And then the way we played our creatures, it was we played Preacher first. Therefore, they couldn't then Shieldred's Edict it, because now I have a Preacher and it and whatever. But cool. We go first. We have a nice removal spell. We have like good lands. We have like kind of a stability thing. We have plenty of ways to discard this, so we're kind of working here. It's kind of working for me here. Plus, always having like a Restless Vince to play tapped on turn 1 feels nice, or like a Jund Triumph. Systemic artifacts. Oh. I know what to do here. Save face for a while, as much as we can anyway. There's a tooth cookie. I would love a Brotherhood in. I would love, more than probably anything, the way to... I mean, I guess next turn I can play Cavern, bring up this Vents, attack. But I really need them to tap out. Because they don't play the food. They don't bring up the food and attack me. You have a 3-drop? Tough Cookie 2.0. Oh, that sucks. That's like the worst case scenario. Brotherhood in. I would have loved to get the Restless Vince to attack here and then discard the Atali so I know I have this Cruelty Agix to kind of backpack on. Kind of feel like I need to do it anyway, but I just can't. Just attack or block. It just attacks. But I feel like they double block. Maybe they don't. But who's to really say? Aimless City. So far, like I'm taking a 5 chunk here, but Brotherhood in is still really devastating, of course. And these are artifacts, so like Brotherhood in naming artifact pops these, pops all these, and then they're left with just these, which is like a weird thing, but like really nice at the same time. You just have to rip the Brotherhood in, of course. Or Field of Ruin. Look at that guy. All right, well, we play the bat, and we kind of just hope they don't remove it. But if they do, or we could block and then they remove it that way, which we might block intentionally to have it die. And the reason why is because then it comes in as a black land, and then we play this. We name Dino, we play the Atali, and we kind of go from there. There's like a lot of reasons to kind of have that happen. So we'll see. But, you know, kind of want this to happen. Sweet. I think they'll be very happy to see me block, but they might not know why I'm blocking. Main thing we don't want to see. Sure. So it's an attack and attack, which also takes a lot of pressure off of us, which is really nice. Let's go. Exactly what we needed. It's such a weird thing to be like, that's what we needed to happen. Now we block out of desperation, but we really know why we're blocking. One of the other reasons I kind of put this bat in the deck finally, like I played it in Golgari and I've just loved this card. And I'm just like, no, I don't need to play it in any other deck. Leave me alone. Man, Brotherhood in is so good here though. Depending what happens, if this was Brotherhood End, I'm pretty sure my plan is to play Chandra, make 2 red, and then just double Brotherhood in this board and kill everything. But, you know, sometimes we have to do the hard things and just go for it. We're going to hit their Wormlet, which sucks. But, I mean, it can chump block for a turn. That'd be fine. Okay, well, you know, maybe it'll hit something else. But now the Wormlet winner, and then maybe we'll grow and we'll gain some life, you know? I'll keep this Atali, thank you. I miss him. Big score is pretty cool. Surge engine is fine. Big score will kind of happen. I guess I just let the Cavern go, right? Then I double draw here. Iron Crag? Sure. Then we gain a little more, you know. We make like a little meaty boy. Just a little meaty boy. So now we're kind of chilling, you know. We're still kind of looking. These treasures are better off in play than us getting this Iron Crag down right now, I think. Oh, is that the 4 siren? No, that's 3. Is it? Yeah, it's just 3 sirens. We also exiled the very crucial land that they could have played. So I would imagine we're going to see this kind of, yeah, start going on some flyers here. Stage you. Hey, you can blow up his Surge engine. I mean, that would make kind of sense, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like a good card on top. All right. The only problem is they're gonna be pretty devastated about our next play. I think probably enough that they'll concede, but we'll see. Bringing 5-4? Nah, it's not worth protecting by any stretch of the imagination. Sure. Now our play is to play gigs, tutor, go get our brothers sit in and just blow up their whole board. And because of that, we could flip this and attack, but I'm not going to. And we know what their top card is, so we attack with the wormlet. Doubt we see a block. There's just like really no reason to. Yeah, I have to use a treasure regardless here. So play this. They're like, okay, sure. Mode number 2. Go grab a brother's hood in. One of these. 3 damage to each creature. Yes, sir. Now, they should probably sack one of their creatures for a food. Gain life, but that's going to be enough for them to move on, and that's totally understandable. The thing that really didn't happen for them that they needed to happen was, one, either play a schooner on turn 2, which is like obviously the thing that they want to do. Draw less of these, obviously, but like find this card. This card is so cool, but man, do I hate this card. Artifact is a golem. Yeah, it's only enchant artifact. I didn't know if this was artifact and enchantment, but I was a little unsure. So, all right. So here we are. Probably, maybe not. This is obviously not the last time we're going to play this style of deck, but I mean, this is probably the last time we'll see it of this iteration. Obviously, we got a lot of spells coming into this deck, I think. We got a lot of things that might be leaving this list. Who really knows? Maybe we might just spice it up intentionally to play some random cards from the new set. Like, Massacre Girl is doing really cool with things like Brotherhood End if they're small enough. Like, for example, our very last game, Massacre Girl would have drawn us a ton of cards. But is it Judith? Is that how you say her name? I'm not sure. The 5-mana red-black creature. That's like when you cast an instant or sorcery against lifelink and things like that, or against lifelink and death touch, or you make a 2/2. Might be cool to just put in here because we do cast a lot of instants and sorceries in this style of deck. Either way, at the end of the day, this deck has been by far one of my favorite things to play, and it's actually what I end up pivoting to in standard to play at my locals, and I have so much fun playing it. It is a little annoying in paper, I will say that, just because like it's annoying if your opponent doesn't know this deck exists. Because if you play standard and you know this deck exists, you kind of, and Atali exists, things like that, you kind of go in with the expectation that sometimes every now and then my opponents are going to be stealing my cards to play with them. But the amount of times I looked at a local and I was like, I'm going to put a breach on the stack and it's going to get copied with a Chandra. And they're like, really? And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah. So we both had to mill 20. Obviously, you do this individually. You do 10 and then you do 10. But it is a little frustrating for some people, especially if they kind of had a bad day. Well, you know, if you play this in paper, just be aware of that. But, however, we play it online, and it does it for us, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, your opponent playing your cards online is definitely not that tragic or anything, because it will play it, it will do it for you. You just don't have to do it, you know? So, other than that, I mean, what are my thoughts? I don't know. It's just been so fun. I just love the, like, kind of the gambler side of this, you know? If you definitely like to put something on a stack and just be like, oh, what are we going to hit? This is definitely kind of the deck list for you in terms of, like, just having fun. It's competitive as well. It might not be the best Rakdos stack out there to this date, but it's just super enjoyable to play, especially when you're running hot with it and you're just like, oh yeah, I put an Atali into play, it hit a Cruelty of Gix, it brought back something else, or we just like thought sees our opponent and kind of do that type of thing. But it's just good fun. I'm not going to talk about it too much more just because the list will obviously change with the new set coming out. Maybe. I mean, for the most part, it should change. Like, that's how we hope new sets are, is that we can get some changes. It might even just become like a 3-color deck because I've thought about putting green in this list already, just because like getting like a Galta or something in there, but Galta's not that great in this deck list. But getting access to like Assassin's Trophy and Mosswood Dread Knight early might just be worth it enough, or just like kind of experimenting with some of the other colors and just end up being like a Jun Reanimator deck instead, and kind of keeping the same concept here, but tighten up our play a little bit and just use cards that we know that we can outpace in the end game, like Assassin's Trophy. We give them a land, but we're going so far over the top that if it becomes the late game strategy against ours, like, we should win. So kind of where I'm sitting on it and approaching the deck from when coming to future lists. But I hope you all enjoyed the list, and I hope you all had fun today like I did. I know the new set's out right now. I'm hoping to maybe double upload. I've never done that before. On the same day. I don't know if I should just wait, but like, obviously the excitement of the new set, people are going to want to see it, and instead of seeing kind of like an old standard. But the way I upload, when I upload, I mean, it's 4 in the morning for me right now. When this uploads, it'll be 1 or 3 in the afternoon. So if I do the same recording pattern, it just won't work because it doesn't release like at midnight. You have to wait until kind of the patch comes out to do it. So I'm done rambling. I hope you all enjoyed the list. Catch y'all tomorrow, and hopefully we're playing with new cards at that point. So Ixalan, it's been fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed the set, and we'll just move on and enjoy our murders at Karlov Manor.